Let's take a quick look at the rankings. This shouldn't take too long. I'll project them here. The changes are aplenty in pound for pound. Jones moves up 1. He was not happy about that, not being number 1. Khabib pushed down 1 spot. Amanda Nunes up 6 spots at pound for pound. Cyborg down 4. You see the movement around here. James, what do you think of Nunes' placement and Jones's lack of number 1 ranking?
I think Nunes' placement is good. I think that she's earned her spot, and I think as far as Jones, it's tough because we don't have the answers. I mean, technically, he still fought. He got the win. I don't know. I think anytime you want to take the rankings too seriously, you're probably going on a fool's errand. But to me, it's just it's not surprising.
Peter Yan moves up to number 14 in the bantamweight division with his win. But in the lightweight division, Joe, Volkanovski up 6 spots. He is now tied at number 4 in the featherweight rankings. Mendez down 3. This pushes down Josh Emmett 1. What do you think of this? Volkanovski, that's a big leap, and in a division where it's not easy to crack that top 3 with Ortega, Aldo, and Edgar there.
Yeah, I don't think a victory over Chad Mendes should put him up there. But kudos to him. I mean, after that performance against Chad, it's like, this dude doesn't go away. Like, holy jeez, man. He just kept coming and going and going and going. So, I think, he just fought a name. I'd like to see him fight some more names now. I think he does deserve it. I just don't know if I like the ranking position right now.
We see a lot of people moving up and down. Nate Diaz finally out of the damn rankings, but James Vick up to number 9 at lightweight, or actually Nate Diaz isn't out of the rankings. James Vick up to number 9. You have Hernandez, Trinaldo, Hooker, Felder all moving up 1 spot. Gregor Gillespie, Islam Makhachev, all in the lightweight rankings, but no real movement there, just some removals that caused all this. That's because Chiesa was moved to the welterweight rankings. He is not ranked due to his Condit win. James, I think that's the right call.
It is, yeah. We need to see more of him at 170, and once he gets notable, he wants Neil Magny next. If he beats him, absolutely should be in the top 15.
Uriah Hall moves up a spot over Elias Theodorou. I disagree with this, not just because I like Elias, Joe, but because Uriah Hall has won like 2 fights in 5 years.
I was seeing your tweets about Uriah Hall regarding this fight here. I haven't had a chance to watch the fight. I do know the result. But yeah, I mean, Uriah Hall needs some sort of consistency before I begin to take him seriously again. He's still great. He's still fantastic. He's an absolute killer. Just got to be consistent, right?
Daniel Cormier, John Jones swap spots in the light heavyweight rankings. Corey Anderson up 4 spots to number 6. He is tied with Thiago Santos, who moves up 1. Ozdemir moves up 1 spot. We had Latifi falling 4 because of that loss to Corey Anderson. Jimmy Manuel falls 1 spot as well. James, what do you think about Anderson cracking this top 6?
Yeah, it's deserved. I mean, that was a big one over Latifi, who it was on his way to a title shot, it looked, and this definitely helps. But I don't have any issues with the rankings. It's actually funny you mentioned this because I was talking about the Anderson. I was talking about who should fight for the title next, and obviously Corey Anderson's campaigning for it. And like people on Twitter, man, friggin' someone tags Corey Anderson in an argument, saying that he deserves the next shot. Now Corey Anderson's coming after me on Twitter because I said Anthony Smith deserves it over him, which I still stand by. He's got finishes. He's fought. I granted Shogun and Rashad are on the tail end of their career, but he finished them, and then he finishes Volkan Ozdemir, the number 2 guy. He should be ranked ahead. So, I agree with the rankings, but Corey Anderson clearly doesn't.
Jennifer Maia moves up to number 11 without fighting. Ashley Evans Smith, Borella, and Andrea Lee. Betch Kohea falls 1 spot without fighting, which I think is completely appropriate. But then at heavyweight, as we wrap things up, by the way, no women's featherweight rankings or even lack thereof. There's no listing for them. That's worth noting. We'll talk about that at some other time. But Walt Harris, Joe, he beat Andrei Arlovsky, who never beats anybody these days, and is now number 13. At least he's above Arlovsky. Any thoughts on that?
No, absolutely no thoughts. I mean, it was one of those fights where I was like, "Oh, just end. Come on, guys."
Well, the Fightful MMA podcast will end. Leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit up FightfulMMA.com. Until next time, we're out.